Hello students, in previous lecture we have seen remarks, so which are, so first is a bar addition modulo n b bar is same as b bar addition modulo n a bar, means this is the commutativity property. This is under binary operation addition, and in binary operation multiplication we will get a bar multiplication modulo n b bar is same as b bar multiplication modulo n a bar. So this is commutativity property. Now next we have seen associativity property. For associativity property we have seen three elements. So a bar addition modulo n, b bar addition modulo n, c bar, which is same as a bar addition modulo n, b bar addition modulo n, c bar, means addition of these two elements with addition of a bar is same as addition of a bar addition so addition of a bar addition modulo n, b bar addition modulo n, c bar. So if these two LHS and RHS are same, then we say that associativity property satisfied. So this is addition modulo n. Now next for multiplication modulo n, a bar multiplication modulo n, b bar multiplication modulo n, c bar is same as a bar multiplication modulo n, b bar multiplication modulo n, c bar. So if LHS is equal to RHS, then we see that associativity property satisfied. Now next we have seen distributive laws. So distributive law or distributive property, so which is a bar multiplication modulo n into b bar addition modulo n, c bar, then which can be written as a bar multiplication modulo n, b bar plus a bar multiplication modulo n, c bar. So which is distributive property. And next we have seen identity. So which is, so if a bar addition modulo n 0 bar is equal to a bar, then 0 bar is identity element, and which is additive. So which is additive identity, right? So 0 bar is additive identity. And if a bar multiplication modulo n 1 bar is equal to a bar, then 1 bar is multiplicative identity, right? So this is the property. So if in addition term, if a bar addition modulo n 0 bar is equal to a bar, then we say that 0 bar is an additive identity, and a bar multiplication modulo n 1 bar is equal to a bar, then we say that 1 bar is a multiplicative identity, right? We have seen. Now so next we will see inverse. So in inverse, so if a bar addition modulo n, b bar is equal to 0 bar, then so after solving, what will we get? B bar is equal to minus a bar is an additive inverse, and for multiplicative inverse, so multiplicative inverse is, so for a bar belongs to Zn, then if a bar, here 0 is additive identity, right? So for multiplicative identity, so when we say that a bar has an inverse element, so if there exists element b bar, so a bar multiplication modulo n, b bar is equal to 1 bar, then we say that b bar is inverse of a bar. Product of these two elements is 1, means identity element, then we say that b bar is an inverse of element a bar, and we denote inverse of a bar by a bar inverse, right? Because product of these two will be 1, so we say that inverse of a is nothing but a bar inverse, and we write it in the form a bar multiplication modulo n, b bar is equal to 1 bar. So these are all the property. Now following we will see theorems for existence of multiplicative inverse. So let's see the theorem. So statement of the theorem is, so theorem statement, the element a bar belongs to Zn has an inverse for multiplication, modulo n, inverse for multiplication modulo n, if and only if GCD of a and n should be 1, right? So we will prove this theorem. So what is theorem? If a bar belongs to Zn, be any element has an inverse for multiplication modulo n, if and only if GCD of a n is equal to 1. Means from this condition a n belongs to Zn has an inverse, then we will prove GCD of a n is equal to 1. And in converse part, consider GCD of a n is equal to 1, then prove that a inverse has an inverse in Zn, right? So we will prove this theorem. So let's see the proof. Now we will prove this theorem by two ways. So here if and only if condition, from this condition we will prove first GCD of a n is equal to 1, and converse part. Now first consider GCD of a n is equal to 1, then prove that this a bar has an inverse element in Zn. So let's see the proof. Now consider, so what we have from this condition. Now let a bar belongs to Zn has an inverse for multiplication modulo n, say b bar, which again belongs to Zn. Means I have say a bar has an inverse b bar, then we know that if a bar, here multiplicative inverse, right? So operation is multiplicative. So here a bar has an inverse, then we have the definition that if a bar has inverse b bar, then product of this will be 1. So what will we get? Then a bar multiplication modulo n b bar is equal to 1 bar, right? So we know that if a bar multiplication modulo n b bar, then by the property, if a multiplication n, a bar multiplication modulo n b bar is same as a into b whole bar. So this can be written as a into b bar is equal to 1 bar, right? So this is modulo operation. So if I remove this bar, then it can be written as a into b, which congruent to 1 modulo n, right? So ab is congruent to 1 modulo n. Then by using definition of congruence, so what will we get? N divides a into b minus 1, right? So this is definition of divisibility. Then by using definition of divisibility, what will we get? A into b minus 1 is equal to n into k for some k belongs to set of integers, right? So I will write this nk on left side. So what will we get? A into b minus n into k. So minus 1 is here is on left hand side. So I will put on right hand side. We get 1. So I will adjust minus sign in integers. So we will get a into b plus n into minus k, which is equal to 1, right? So I will put it as k1. So a into b plus n into k1 is equal to 1. So for k1 is equal to minus k, which belongs to set of integers. Now we know that by GCD theorem, if GCD of a and b is equal to d, then there exists an integers m and n belongs to set of integers such that am plus bn is equal to d. Means here this is the if and only if case. Means we have GCD of a and b is equal to d, then we can express in the form of am plus bn is equal to d. Or if we have the equation in the form of am plus bn is equal to d, then we express in the form of that GCD of ab is equal to d. So here we have the equation ab plus nk, means we have the equation in the form of this, right? So we can write it as here first element here a and n, means from this So am plus bn is equal to a, then we can write in the form of GCD of ab is equal to d. So we can write it as, that implies GCD of a and n is equal to 1. Hence, if a bar belongs to Zn has an inverse for multiplication modulo n, then what we get here, GCD of an is equal to 1. Now in converse part, so we consider GCD of an is equal to 1, then we will prove a bar has an multiplicative inverse in Zn. Now let's see the converse part. Now conversely, assume that what will we assume? GCD of a and n will be 1. Then by using GCD theorem, what will we say? Then by GCD theorem, there exists m n belongs to set of integers such that, how to exist, I will write, so sorry, I will take another element here, k1, so I have taken k1, s and t. So as plus nt, which is equal to 1, right? If we have the GCD of a and b is equal to d, then we write this as am plus bn is equal to d. So this is if and only if case, means if we have GCD of a and b is equal to d, then we can express it as am plus bn is equal to d. And if we have the equation like this, then we will write in the form of GCD of ab is equal to d. So here GCD of an is equal to 1, then we can write it as as plus nt is equal to 1, right? So I will take modulo mod on both sides. So what will we get? So I will take mod, then as whole bar, as plus n into t whole bar is equal to 1 bar. So if I separate this, then what will we get? So if I separate, then we will get here modulo sign. So as whole bar addition modulo n into t whole bar is equal to 1 bar, right? So if I separate this, so this is the product. So what will we get? If I separate this, then this is the product. So here is multiplication modulo n, then a multiplication modulo n, I will separate this, a bar multiplication modulo n, s bar addition modulo n, and here is n bar multiplication modulo n, t bar is equal to 1 bar. But if I apply modulo n property, then we know that n bar or n is always congruent to 0 modulo n. Means if we divide n by n, then remainder will be 0. Means here n bar when divided by n will be 0. So this value is nothing but 0 because n bar is 0. So finally what will we get? So here we will get only a bar multiplication modulo n, s bar. So this value is nothing but 0, since this n is congruent to 0 when divided by n, means modulo n. So this value is 0. So plus 0 is equal to 1 bar. Means what? A bar multiplication modulo n, s bar is equal to 1 bar. So a bar multiplication modulo s bar is equal to 1. So product of these two elements is equal to 1 bar. Means what we say, that inverse of an element a bar is nothing but s bar, right? So therefore what we say, that implies a bar has inverse, a bar has inverse, say s bar, a bar has inverse s bar in multiplication modulo n, in multiplication modulo n. Hence the proof. So here we have proved this, a bar has an inverse s bar in Zn. So here we have proved, if we have a bar belongs to Zn has an multiplicative inverse, then we have proved that GCD of an is equal to 1. And in converse part, if I consider GCD of an is equal to 1, then finally we have proved that a bar has an inverse element in Zn, which is s bar, right? Now let's see another definition, which is prime residue class modulo n. So let's see another definition, prime residue class modulo n, prime residue class modulo n, prime residue class modulo n. So definition: an element a bar belongs to Zn is called prime residue class modulo n, is called prime residue class modulo n if and only GCD of A and n should be 1. So this is the definition for prime residue class modulo n. Means if A bar belongs to Zn is called prime residue class modulo n if and only if GCD of A and n should be equal to 1. So this is the if and only if case. Means if we have GCD of A and n is equal to 1, then we say that A bar is prime residue class modulo n. And if A bar belongs to Zn and then GCD of A n is equal to 1, this is the condition for prime residue class. Now for example Zn star. So the set of all prime residue class modulo n is denoted by set of all prime residue classes modulo n is denoted by Zn star. Thus Zn star is defined by, for A bar belongs to Zn such that A bar should be less than n and GCD of A and n. Also here I will take A belongs to natural numbers. Then A should be less than n and GCD of A n is equal to 1. Or if also bar will be negative, so I will take A bar belongs to Zn. So this is the condition: GCD of A n is equal to 1. So this is residue class of, or we say prime residue class of modulo n. So for example, so Z5 star. So in Z5 star, what are the elements? So the elements which are relatively prime to 5 and which are less than 5. So the numbers will be 1 because 1 and 5 has GCD 1. Next 2 and 5 has GCD 1. Again 3 and 5 again GCD 1. Next 4 and 5 again GCD 1. Right? So these are all elements of Z5 star. If I take Z4 star, then the number which are relatively prime to 4. So which are 1 and 3 only, because 1 and 4 has GCD 1 and 3 and 4 has GCD 1. Right? So let's see the remark. First, let n belongs to set of natural number, then phi of n is the number of integers less than n and relatively prime to n. So the phi of n is number of integers which is less than n and relatively prime to n. So which is phi of n. So denoted by Euler's phi function. So where phi is Euler's phi function, and we have seen Euler's theorem that if GCD of am is equal to 1, then a raised to phi of m is congruent to 1 modulo m. Second is Euler's theorem. If GCD of a and m is 1, then a raised to phi of m is always congruent to 1 modulo m. Now let's see examples. Find all prime residue classes in Z12. So we have seen the definition. If A bar belongs to Zn is called prime residue class modulo n if and only if GCD of An and An is equal to 1. So we have, if A bar belongs to Zn is prime residue class modulo n if and only if GCD of A and n should be equal to 1. Means we will find element A such that whose GCD with 12 is equal to 1. So let's see. So we see that the number, so the GCD with 12, the numbers will be 1 and 12 has GCD 1. Next, so if I take 2 and 12, GCD will be 2. If I take 3, then 3 and 12 again GCD 3. If I take 4 and 12, GCD will be 4. Now next is 5, so GCD 5 and 12 will be 1. Next is 7 and 12, whose GCD is again 1. Next number is 11 and 12, whose GCD is 1. Hence the prime residue classes are, hence prime residue classes in Z12 star are, so which are 1 bar, 5 bar, 7 bar and 11 bar. So these are 4 prime residue classes in Z12. Now let's see the another example to find composition table of Z6. So let us find example. Let's see this example. First, write the composition table for addition and multiplication in Z6. Second one, find additive inverse of each element in Z6, and third one is find multiplicative inverse of each element in Z6. So first prepare composition table under addition modulo 6 and under multiplication modulo 6. So let's see. So composition tables. So first addition in Z6. So let's prepare composition table. So we know that Z6 has total elements are 0 bar, 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar and 5 bar. So if addition is 6 and more than 6, then we will apply modulo 6 property. Means we divide that number and remainder will be in the composition table. So we will write, so 0 bar, 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar and 5 bar. Next 0 bar, so this is addition modulo 6. So 0 bar, 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar and 5 bar, right? So 0 plus 0, which is 0 bar, 0 plus 1, 1 bar, 0 plus 2, 2 bar, 0 plus 3, 3 bar, 0 plus 4, 4 bar, 0 plus 5, 5 bar, right? So 1 plus 0, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 1 plus 2, 3, 1 plus 3, 4, 1 plus 4, 5 bar and 1 plus 5, 6, and when divided by 6, remainder will be 0, right? Next 2 plus 0, 2 bar, 2 plus 1, 3 bar, 2 plus 2, 4 bar, 2 plus 3, 5 bar, 2 plus 4, 6 bar, and 6 bar when divided by 6, modulo 6 operation we will get again 0 bar. 2 plus 5, 7, and 7 when divided by 6, remainder will be again 1. 3 plus 0, 3 bar, 3 plus 1, 4 bar, 3 plus 2, which is 5 bar, 3 plus 3, 6 bar, 6 bar modulo 6 will be 0, 3 plus 4, 7, and 7 divided by 6, so remainder again 1, 3 plus 5 8, and when divided by 6, so we will get 2 bar. Next 4 plus 0 4 bar, 4 plus 1 5 bar, 4 plus 2 which is 6 bar, which is 0 bar. 4 plus 3 7, modulo 6 will be 1 bar. 4 plus 4 8, modulo 6 2 bar. 4 plus 5 9, and 9 divided by what? 6. If I divide 9 by 6, so quotient is 1 and remainder is 3, so which is 3 bar. Next 5 plus 0 5, 5 plus 1 6, when divided by 6 we will get 0 bar. 5 plus 2 7, divided by 6 we will get 1 bar. 5 plus 3 8, 8 modulo 6 we will get 2 bar. 5 plus 4 9, modulo 6 will be 3 bar, and 5 plus 5 10, when divided by 6 we will get 4 bar. And this is the addition modulo 6, which is composition table of addition modulo 6. Now let's see another composition table, which is multiplication modulo 6. So this is denoted by this sign. So this is multiplication modulo n. So we have here Z6. So this is modulo 6 operation. So we have total 6 elements: 0 bar, 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar, 5 bar. Here 0 bar, 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar, 5 bar. Here operation is addition, means we have taken addition, but here multiplication operation means what? We will take multiplication and apply modulo 6 property. So 0 into 0 0. So 0 into something number is always 0. So we will get here 0 bar, 0 bar, 0 bar, and 0 bar. So again here this number into 0, again we will get 0 bar, 0 bar, 0 bar, 0 bar, 0. Now so 1 into 1 1, 1 into 2 2, 1 into 3 3, 1 into 4 4, 1 into 5 5. Next 2 into 1 2, 2 into 2 4 bar, 2 into 3 6 bar, and 6 modulo 6 we will get 0 bar. Next 2 into 4 8, 8 modulo 6, when 8 is divided by 6, then quotient is 1, a remainder will be 2, right? So here is 2. Now 2 into 5 10, and 10 when divided by 6 we will get 4 bar, right? Next 3 into 1 3 bar, 3 into 2 6, 6 modulo 6 will be 0. Next 3 into 3 9, 9 modulo 6 will be 3 bar. 3 into 4 12, and 12 modulo 6, so quotient is 2, remainder is 0, right? So 3 into 5, which is 15, so 15 divided by 6, so quotient is 2 and remainder is 3, right? So which is 3 bar. Next 4 into 1 4 bar, 4 into 2 8 bar, so 8 modulo 6 will be 2 bar. Next 4 into 3 12, 12 modulo 6 will be 0, right? Next 4 into 4 16, 16 when divided by 6, so 6 quotient will be 2 and remainder will be 4, so which is 4 bar. So 4 into 5 20, and 20 when divided by 6, so quotient is 3 and remainder will be 2, so which is 2 bar. Next multiplication by, so this multiply by 5, so 5 into 1 5 bar, 5 into 2 10, 10 divided by 6 modulo 4 operation. So 5 into 3 15, 15 divided by 6, so we will get quotient, remainder will be 3 bar. 5 into 4 20, and divided by 3 we will get a remainder 2. Next 5 into 5, which is 25 when divided by 6, so quotient will be 4, 6 into 4 24, and remainder will be 1. So this is composition table under multiplication operation in Z6, right? So this is the first question. Now second one is find additive inverse of each element in Z6, right? We know that additive, what is meant by additive inverse? So if A bar addition modulo n, B bar is equal to 0 bar, then we say that B bar is an additive inverse of A bar. Means addition of these two number will be 0 in Z6, then we say that B bar is an additive inverse of A bar. Now let's see the elements. So we have here first element, first write down elements. So what are the elements? 0 bar, 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar and 5 bar. So this is element, and let's find out this inverse with respect to addition modulo 6. So in this set, which element we can add in this with 0 bar, then we will get addition 0. So let's see, if I add 0 with 0 bar, then addition will be 0, right? Again here 1 bar, we have the element 1 bar. So if I add 1 bar with 5 bar, then addition will be 0, because here 1 plus 5 which is 6, and 6 modulo 6 will be 0, right? So inverse of element 1 is 5. Now inverse of 2. Now if I add 2 with 4, then addition of these two is nothing but 6, and 6 modulo 6 will be 0, right? Means what we say, inverse of the element 2 is 4. Now next 3. So if I add 3 bar with 3 bar, then addition of these two numbers will be 6. Means what we say, inverse of an element 3 bar is nothing but 3 bar. Next 4 bar. So 4 bar, add it with 2 bar, then addition will be 6, and 6 modulo 6 will be 0. Means this, by using this definition, A bar addition modulo n, B bar is equal to 0. Means if I take 2 bar, then addition modulo n, so here addition modulo 6. So if I add 4 bar, then we will get 4 plus 2 6, and 6 congruent to 0 modulo 6, right? So here 4 is an additive inverse of 2. Now to find out inverse of element 5, so I will add 5 with 1. So 5 plus 1 which is 6, and 6 modulo 6 is 0. Means here additive inverse of 0 is 0, additive inverse of 1 is 5, additive inverse of 2 is 4, additive inverse of 3 is 3, additive inverse of 4 is 2, because addition of these numbers will get finally 0. Here 5 plus 1 6, 6 modulo 6 again 0, 4 plus 2 6, and 6 modulo 6 will be 0, 3 plus 3 6, 6 modulo 6 will be 0, like this, right? So this is inverse of an element in Z6 in addition operation. Now let's see to find out multiplicative inverse of each element in Z6. Third one, to find multiplicative inverse in Z6. Now we know that we have, if A bar belongs to Zn, has multiplicative inverse if and only if GCD of A and n should be equal to 1. So value of n is 6. So the number which are relatively prime to 6 are, now here n is equal to 6. Therefore GCD of, to find out the numbers which are relatively prime to 6. So 1 and 6 has GCD 1. Next number is 5. 5 and 6 has GCD 1. So only two numbers which has multiplicative inverse, right? Therefore what we say here, 1 GCD of 1 and 6 is equal to 1. Therefore here 1 and 5, 1 bar and 5 bar has inverse multiplication modulo 6. Therefore inverse of 1 bar is 1 bar, and because, so product of these two will be 1, that is 1 bar multiplication modulo 6, 1 bar is equal to 1 bar, and so 5 has inverse, 5 bar has inverse 5 bar, because 5 bar multiplication modulo 6, 5 bar, which is nothing but 25 bar, and when divided by 6 modulo 6 operation we will get finally 1. Here 5 bar multiplication modulo 6, 5 bar is equal to 1, means 5 bar has inverse 5. Therefore we have elements we have elements 1 and 5, 1 5, and whose inverse in modulo 6 will be 1 has inverse 1 and 5 has inverse 5. So this is 1 bar and this is 5 bar. This is multiplicative inverse of each element in Z6. So here there is only two elements which exist inverse, which is 1 and 5, right? Okay, we will stop here. In next lecture we will see Fermat's theorem and Euler's theorem. Thank you.